You aren't burnt out from working too hard. You're burnt out from all the stress of avoiding the work you know you should be doing. You know you should be eating that meal. You know you should be working out. You know you should be working on that business. You know you need to fix your personal habits in order to move your life. But it's too much because it makes you uncomfortable, because it's not ideal. And what does that do? You avoid doing what you need to do, what you know you need to do to move the needle forward in life, but you avoid it. And what does that do? Causes more chaos, causes more stress, causes more fatigue. And that is only caused because you are avoiding the work. That's the uncomfortable truth. Look, I have been there. And it's the most horrible feeling. You feel like the days don't mean nothing, even though we're on this earth for a limited amount of time. Make these days count. There's nothing that you can do to ever evade that feeling of, why do I feel rubbish? Because you are avoiding the work. And the only way you are going to ever get rid of this feeling is by doing the work. No matter how uncomfortable, scared, anxious you are. You aren't going to avoid this. This is the sad truth. You are not going to avoid this. What do most people do in this situation when they feel a bit of stress? They procrastinate. What do? They take more breaks. They take more rest. Because they think they're just going to work themselves up in a motivational state, peak state, and then attack. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, that will never happen. You gain motion, and then emotions follow. You need to put one foot in front of the other and do what you need to be doing. No matter how bad those steps are. Because at the start, if you haven't done something, it will be bad. But the problem is you aren't even willing to put that foot forward. You are trying to psych your way into this state of flow. But let me tell you this. This whole self-help industry is based on this nonsense of, hey, peak state. Do I believe in peak state? Absolutely. But I also believe in something else, which is, and this is the money grabber, right? And note this down. You will only work up to a peak state by doing the stuff that you need to do, by you seeing progress every single day and seeing, that's what I need to do. That's what accomplishment feels like. Because the reality is this, us living in this comfortable culture, there's no real dopamine for us. And the dopamine only comes from doing the work. Seeing, oh man, I failed at this. I've improved. Oh, you feel alive again. And this is why I love jiu-jitsu, right? Because it's the realist. It's the most beautiful thing that is so parallel to life. When you try a move, when you try submitting something, it doesn't work. You've got to figure things out. But when you get it, you feel alive. Even though you are mentally, physically tired, but you have this real sense of achievement. And this is what we are missing. It's not that you need extra breaks. You need extra, you're putting too much demand on your system, so you need to back off. No, it's the exact opposite. Because you haven't trained yourself to put that work in, go harder when you want to give up. What do? You just think, oh, because I'm not getting the results, because I'm failing, because it hasn't worked out to plan I want it to be, you give up. And now you're in a state of, why didn't I just commit? And the reality is this, man. You have to do the work. You trying to avoid the work is going to cause more chaos. It's like this. And I'm a prime example of this, right? I used to be like this, where I know I've got a problem. I know I need to lose weight. And what do? I would step on the scale and look at the figure, 150 kilos, 160 kilos. I'd be like, oh my God, how the hell are we going to figure this out? And guess what? I would work myself into a frenzy, and then I'd feel shit about my situation. Then I'd gorge myself, binge eat, and then I'd put on a couple of kilos again. And then it turns into a bad situation. That's how I've managed to be 165 kilos, 365 pounds. It wasn't just I woke up and all of a sudden I was 365 pounds. It was me avoiding what I knew I needed to do. I didn't need those pack of cookies. I didn't need to order 3-4 fillet fish. I needed to get my ass in the gym and fucking work out. I needed to walk. I needed to make sure I'm in a calorie deficit. And this is how I managed to lose 100 pounds, by doing the work. Dude, if I had avoided doing what I know I needed to do, I may have been in a worse situation. So don't avoid the work that you need to do. And this goes for your mental health, physical health, emotional health. If you know there's something that's bothering you and you know you need to work on it, put meaningful demands on yourself. Be that person who pushes the boat out. Be that person who says, you know what, even if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to quit. I am going to go do it. Be that person. And I tell you, even when you are tired, by working on the stuff that you need to do, when you're exhausted, when you feel like you can't do anything else, dude, it is the most beautiful feeling ever. Now, stop watching this and go do the work. Whatever you're avoiding, face it. No matter how bad it is, face it and let's go win. See you tomorrow. Never miss.